This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.
There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Anthony Chiang. How you doing, my man? Doing good?
Doing good, Big O. How are you?
Very good. How you feeling?
Feel good. Yeah, finally. I was sick for the past 2 weeks, so I feel much better.
Yeah. It's one of those things, dude. It lingers too, you know. So
yeah,
it's lingered with a lot of people that I know. It's pain in the ass, buddy.
Yeah.
Pain in the ass.
No, lately it's been a cold. I mean, we have a 4-year-old in the house. She brings a lot of stuff home. So I've learned that. Yeah.
I have a daughter, and I live with a teacher. So
oh wow.
That's why I feed him the Nature Bee every day. Like, yo, get the Nature Bee and help me out so you bring less, so I get less. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm with you, man. I feel you. First of all, let's get into a trade that I thought was I didn't think they gave up much in the Dallas Mavericks for Christian Wood. And I love that guy. I think if Riley is not able to land a whale, that's the next level guy that I would have gone for, one of those kind of guys, because that would, if you can bring PJ Tucker back, you don't wear out PJ Tucker. Christian could have played center at times, even when you rest Bam, because he's dynamic enough. Plus, he's a stretch four. You know what I mean? I really love him for the Heat. That would have been a really nice trade. First of all, your thoughts on what Dallas gave up, and the second part, do you think he would have been a nice fit for the Heat?
Yeah, I thought it was a good trade for both sides, right? I think Houston wanted to trade him because they're going to draft probably a guy at his position at 3. They also have a guy entering his second season who also plays in the front court. So I think, it's opening up. Rockets are rebuilding, obviously, right? They want to play their young guys. So I get that. Christian Wood is on an expiring contract. So that makes him valuable. Helps Dallas, another pick and pop guy who can score, takes some of the offensive pressure off of Luka a little bit. Again, he'll be on a free agency year, right? So he'll be desperate this season, probably play his best basketball to get that big contract next offseason. So I think it helps both sides. As for the Heat, I mean, I know he was linked to the Heat. Offensively, I think he could have helped. But I think it was interesting. I think we've talked about this, Big O. Pat Riley, during his press conference, really emphasized the need for two-way players, right? Two-way guys who not only can score but can defend. And Christian Wood on defense is not great. So
is he not great because of the environment he's been in? You know what I mean? The guy's been part of Detroit, Houston, and that's it, I think, right? Because he was
not even one more team, but those are the two really where he's gotten a lot of playing time.
Yeah. It reminds me of Andrew Wiggins that we're watching watching grow, and that's because he finally went to a good organization with the Warriors. But in Minnesota, it was just so up and down. There was no consistency, and it's just not a great franchise. So I just wonder, sometimes some players do need guidance. You know what I mean? And I wonder if Christian Wood here would be a better defender.
Yeah. No, that's fair. I mean, maybe the Heat have a way of turning guys into at least serviceable defenders, but that's one area where, he would have helped offensively, but there would have been questions about what is his defensive fit? Does he fit into the Heat scheme switching? Are they going to have to change the way they play? So that would have been a question. And second, we talk about the Heat trading for a big-name guy, another top-notch scorer, another all-star. To get this deal done with Christian Wood, you likely would have had to trade Duncan Robinson to make the numbers work. And if you trade Duncan Robinson, that's a big piece that you need, most likely, to get a trade for a star done.
Remember, I said if you couldn't get the whale. So I was expecting or hoping that Christian Wood and maybe some other options
will still be available later on.
After. That's all I'm saying. I'm just talking about a perfect world,
Right. So, I think this early that he probably was said, obviously who knows what's going to happen, but you want to leave that possibility open, right? At this early, it's so early in the offseason. So I get why they probably did not go through with it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Because I really like the move for Dallas. Yeah. By the way, for Dallas, what a perfect fit.
For sure.
Oh my God. Him and Doncic, that is just perfect, dude. Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, they wanted Porzingis to be that guy, right? But Porzingis is so high profile. He came from New York where he was the guy. I don't know if that dynamic worked. Now Christian Wood can give you a lot of similar things. Is healthy, has a better track record with health, and probably doesn't need as much. It's not as much of I don't want to say Porzingis is a diva, but he wanted the ball, and it was tough to work with Luka because Luka obviously deserved most of the offensive load.
Yeah, and listen, Porzingis is not healthy enough to be
Yeah.
demanding all that kind of stuff. I mean, that's the other thing about Porzingis that would drive me crazy if I have to, own his contract or play with him as a teammate. It's got to be frustrating that guy's not available, dude. That's just unacceptable. All right, tonight is Game 6. I just did my liquor split matchup of the night, which, by the way, we have won 4 in a row.
Wow.
Yeah, we're hot. And not only that, we've picked baseball, hockey, and basketball in those 4 games. So, and tonight, Boston's favored by 4. The over and unders 210.5. The plus minus, or let's say the Warriors are plus 135. The Celtics are minus 165. What do you like in this game?
Boston against the spread.
And you're laying the points?
I'm laying the points. I think they win up by double digits tonight.
Okay.
I've said it all series. I know that they're down 3-2. I think Boston's a better team. I think they kind of have to. I don't want to take credit away from Golden State because Golden State is very good, but the games Boston loses, it's because they're playing pretty bad, turning the ball over everywhere, just kind of low IQ plays where you're like, what are you doing? So I think Boston at home, they've lost 2 in a row. I think they win tonight and force a Game 7, and they win by double digits.
I actually think the other way. I think what happened in the last game,
that
Draymond got back on track. Wiggins played at an incredibly high level. Poole. I think some of these guys are going to play better in a supporting role. Plus, I think Steph is going to bounce back from a crappy game and have a lights out game tonight. And I think they don't want to go back to Golden State and leave it in doubt. I think I'm taking Golden State plus 4. That even if they lose, I'm on the opposite of you. I think they will actually keep it a close game, one way or the other.
Well, maybe I'll go with you, Bigo, because you've won a bunch in a row, and I've picked Boston to win this series, and they're down 3-2 right now. So maybe.
Well, let me tell you, I have
something I don't.
I've had the last couple of weeks has been terrible, dude. Mm-hmm. Now it's when I've just gotten on a little bit of a roll or whatever. But listen, it's been hard to figure out these playoffs.
Oh yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, many weird results that you just don't see coming at all,
and a lot of road losses. That in hockey, I'm used to road losses because I'm used to that home ice is not really that big a thing in hockey. But normally in the NBA, home court is a big thing. And this year, there's been a lot of teams that you thought would win and didn't end up pulling it through on the road.
Yeah, I think it points to the parity in the NBA right now. There isn't like that one dominant, clear-cut elite team like we've had in the past. It's a bunch of really good teams that, again, like I think the Heat were on that tier as well. Over Boston, Golden State, Miami, Milwaukee, Phoenix, I guess, until they collapsed in the second round. Like those teams, there's not really much separating them, and I think that's why you're seeing a lot of unexpected results where road teams are winning pretty consistently. I mean, in the Miami-Boston series, did Miami lose 3 road games? I think 3 home games.
Yeah, 3 home.
And they won twice in Boston. I mean, it has been weird. One thing I wanted to mention, one thing I'm looking for tonight, going to see in Boston, is the first 4 games of the series, they did not really send 2 to Steph Curry. They didn't trap him, and Steph Curry went off. Game 5 in Golden State, they trapped Steph and really took the ball out of his hands, and Steph didn't play well, but everyone else got off. And you kind of saw something that resembled more of the Warriors offense where Draymond was in the pocket, being able to be a facilitator, do what he does. Andrew Wiggins was able to take advantage of it. I wonder if Boston goes back to the way they were defending in the first 4 games where they try to, just say, Steph, you're going to go for 30, but we're going to try to limit everybody else. It's going to be interesting to see if they go back to that or if they stick to what they used last game.
I think Wiggins is going to be enormous tonight again. And I think his defense is incredibly important to what they're doing. And if he can play some D and force some of those turnovers, that you were talking about, that when they're playing bad, it seems like Boston looks discombobulated,
Yeah,
and you get them out of their groove in a way. And if you can do that and disrupt them, and see, that's the thing. I think they've never been in this position before, whereas some of the Warrior players have, and that's the other thing that I'm counting on
yeah,
tonight, that experience is going to end up paying off for them.
yeah. Wiggins has been huge. I mean, with Golden State playing small, he's needed to defend up, which he's done. He's needed to rebound. He has 2 double-digit rebound games in a row now. He's to me. I mean, yeah, Steph is the MVP of the finals most likely, but
Oh yeah.
Wiggins is a very close. Wiggins is, if he plays well tonight again, he's definitely second. I would say for sure in that race.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah,
No
yeah.
doubt.
Wiggins has been an absolute beast, man. And
Yep.
I'm actually really proud of that kid because he started off his career getting dished by LeBron, like, yeah, no, I got
Mhm.
something going on here. You're in my way. We're gonna ship you off to Minnesota. And then, his career there has been what the Timberwolves, although the Timberwolves showed some life this year finally, but still, it's still an up and down franchise, mostly down. And it's really easy to get down on yourself as a human being when things don't go your way for a certain amount of time. You know
Mhm.
what I mean? And that could happen to you and me if we switch jobs and we get down on ourselves and or whatever, or life, you have one bad relationship after another, and you're like, man, I can't find somebody I want to be with. And it's easy to get down on yourself on constant failure. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
for him to kind of stick through it and then land on Golden State, and for them to put the work in, I look at Wiggins, and dude, he's a Heat player if I've ever seen a Heat player, right?
Yeah. I mean, he fits. He's a two-way guy, and
Right,
again, he covered that. And
right.
he's talented. A guy you could, he went to Golden State. He already had the talent. It's just about learning different, becoming, I guess more experience and learning championship ways from guys who have been there and done it. From Steph Curry, from Klay Thompson, from Draymond, and you've seen so much improvement, especially defensively. He was, I mean, I don't remember him being considered a top-notch defender when he got to Golden
No,
State.
no.
They really challenged him to be that, and he's turned into one. It kind of shows you that kind of what you were talking to at the beginning of this interview, Big O. If you're athletic, if you're skilled enough, you could probably be a good defender. It's just about being in the right system, um, and learning how to defend, and studying that part of the game.
Well, they knew that he's replacing the old guy that's on that team in Iguodala,
Right.
and they needed that guy. You know what I mean? And the Heat have had that guy for many many years. There's been that kind of guy from Keith Askins to
Bruce Bowen,
Bruce Bowen. What's the guy with the P? That he
James Posey.
Posey. And then now you've got like a Tucker, and
Yeah.
you've had a UD. You've had you always have to have that
Jay
guy.
Crowder. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Crowder. You have to have that guy, and I think they knew that once Iggy got older and left, they lost that element to their defense, and they figured and to their credit,
Yeah.
they looked at Wiggins and said, he
He
fits
can be
that
that.
role. We need that guy. And they went and found him. And Riley's done that over the years to try and find that guy that's a defensive stud that comes in and is an incredible glue guy. Gary Payton did a little bit of that too when he was an older
Hmm.
player, helping out that team too at the same time. Not only Posey, but he would help out there, not only run the offense. How Gary Payton doesn't get enough credit in the '06 championship run. He hit two of the biggest baskets.
That biggest shot. Yeah. That shot.
Yeah, dude. Game
That
5, I think, is
saved.
the one you're talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And he had another one, and I think it was game 2. I think it was. It was
Right.
enormous, and so he doesn't get enough credit, in
Right.
that championship. I like where Shaq gave him a little love because he forgot to mention him when he started talking about, because Shaq, some idiot went after Shaq like, well, you couldn't win without Kobe, and it's like, you moron. Nobody wins by themselves. Everybody has other stars
Of
with them,
course.
as which is true. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like the thing that Tua has to go through. They want the quarterback that's going to carry the whole team. Last time I checked, that doesn't exist. There's never been a quarterback that's carried a whole team to a Super Bowl. No, that quarterback
Right.
usually had a defense and a running game and really good receivers, a hell of a coaching staff. He didn't do it by himself. You know what I mean? The thing.
Sure.
And so Shaq was giving credit to a lot of people that helped him along the way. And he forgot to mention Peyton.
Gary Payton.
Peyton was on with him the other night. And typical Peyton, he was wearing his own Gary Payton T-shirt, by the way.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Right, which is the GP way. And then he was talking about his son and all that, which, by the way, you got to admire the hell out of his son.
Oh, his son has been, he's a heat guy if you've ever seen one too. Like the way he plays defense and just his story, where he came from. I mean, would he spend 5 years, I think, in the G League or something like that?
Yeah, dude.
And usually you spend 5 years in the G League, you don't.
Right.
You're not playing in the NBA. You're definitely not going to be a rotation player in the finals.
Yeah.
Great story.
Yeah, and like he's been like on 8 teams or something. I love people that are fight adversity. You know, it's such a cool thing, and it's nice to see Shaq gave Gary a little love there because Gary helped out in that championship, man.
Definitely,
all those old guys contributed one way or another, but Gary hit some of the big ass baskets. It wasn't obviously Wade was the man, but Gary definitely helped out. One more thing before I let you go. What did you read into the, most people say it's nothing. We had Jordan Schultz on yesterday, and he goes to Brickley's practices and stuff like that. And he says there's nothing to it. They've been working out together for years and all that stuff. Ira doesn't think there's much to it. I say, lock it down, Jimmy Butler. Lock it down. Didn't he have a hat that a better world is coming?
A better world is coming, yeah.
Yeah, a better world is coming in Miami because it ain't in Utah, bro. Malone didn't get it done. You're not getting it done, okay?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't read too much into it other than the fact that it's good that they're friendly, right? It's better than like them not liking each other.
And then the Bam photo too with him.
Yeah, and Bam and Donovan have been close for a while. They were in the same draft class. So I mean that's good. I mean, it's better than the alternative, right? But I wouldn't read too much into the photo. It was their trainer's birthday. They've known each other. They have a relationship. But I mean, again, you can't say it's a bad thing that they're close and they're friends.
So you're telling me we shouldn't be pissed off at Jimmy if he doesn't land the whale?
Yeah, I think Jimmy. I don't even know. Like, I don't know if Jimmy's that guy to be a recruiter, right? I'm not sure if he is that guy. I don't know. I mean, I think he'll like if you ask him for advice, he might point you in one direction. But I don't think he's a guy like someone that's to go out of his way to recruit a player to the. I don't know. I mean, I might be wrong, but I don't know if I see that.
How about this? The dynamic maybe it hasn't changed. It was maybe that we didn't have all the information, or maybe the human being changed too. Who knows? But Jimmy came in with the reputation that he doesn't fit anywhere. He can't get along, all this stuff. And maybe also Jimmy to himself said, hey, I got to make sure I make this work because I gotta make it look good that I have not been the problem. So maybe there's a little bit of that. Who knows? But whether you thought people couldn't get along with him or not or whatever, he has fit perfectly here. And by doing that, he has now sent a message out that I think any superstar now will play with him because he is a selfless star.
Mm-hmm.
So he's not that, if you go play with Russell Westbrook, you got to be concerned. If you go play with James Harden, you got to be concerned because these are
different.
People, they want the ball and they're going to dominate the ball. But a LeBron, a Butler, certain guys are more than willing to include other people in the offense. And I think that's been a great selling point for Jimmy the last couple of years.
And it's not just Jimmy; it's Bam too. I know Jimmy's the superstar, but Bam has a lot of. Bam is well regarded in the NBA amongst our players because he's easy to play with.
That's his game. That's his game. Unfortunately, he's not known as a scorer. He's not known as a ball dominator. He's not known as a top tier franchise player. So you don't have to worry about him. You love that he's a facilitator.
He'll screen for you. He'll take the toughest assignment on defense.
Right.
It's two. I mean, but it is two guys that guys would like to play with, and I think winning obviously helps, right? Jimmy has made the final. I guess not made the finals, but gone close to making the finals 2 of the last 3 years. Made it one of his 3 years in Miami. So that helps. And yeah, Jimmy, Jimmy is selfless. Like, is he the easiest person to deal with? No. I mean, I think that's obvious. He's very intense. He's very competitive. He's very honest to a fault, which I think the Heat like. And it does take some getting used to, probably playing with him and being his teammate. But what you can't argue what he does in the court. And I think the results over the last 3 years have really helped kind of send that message, like you're saying.
Yeah, I'm with you there. All right. What are you working on the Miami Herald so folks can check you out, my friend?
I'll have something up today on Omer Yurtseven. Just kind of what the next step is for him. Surprisingly, I think the expectation is he won't play in Summer League this year because he has some national team commitments, the Turkish national team this year. He's going to be in Vegas, but the plan is that he probably will not play in games. But it is an important offseason for him just to get better. And he could be in the rotation next year if they don't re-sign Dwayne Dedmon. I mean, Omer could be the backup center next season. So I spoke with him and check that out, MiamiHerald.com.
Is that something that the Heat is happy about?
I mean, it's something Gabe Vincent, too, same thing. Gabe Vincent last year obviously was playing for the Nigerian national team. He was in Vegas. He practiced with the team. He was working with coaches, but he did not play in Summer League games. I think as long as he's around, Heat coaches can get workouts in with them, can practice with the Summer League team. I don't know if the Heat are worried about him getting into games, per se, right? He's going to get some game action with the national team. So I think as long as he's around in Vegas, I think they're good with that.
All right. Follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chang and catch him twice a week here with our Liquor Split Miami Heat and NBA report. Enjoy the basketball, my friend. We'll catch up next week.
Thanks, all. Have a good weekend.
You got it. And don't forget, Liquor Split is Miami's own liquor store. Download it right there on your app, iOS or Android. We don't want you drinking and driving, all right? So, you're in the middle of that meeting and you run out of that whiskey, grab that app, tap that app. We all love to tap that app. And you tap that app at Liquor Split and you can order a bottle of whiskey, and within minutes, it's back and the meeting is rolling. The party is rolling. The last thing we want you to do is you're already drinking. Don't get behind the wheel. And by the way, it's a $2.99 flat fee. It's probably worth your time and gas anyway. And no hidden fees. $1 of that goes to helping homelessness in Miami. So it's also going for a great cause. Download Miami's own liquor store online, liquorsplit.com. Tap that app, iOS or Android. That's your Liquor Split Miami Heat report.
This is the Big O Show.